So I'm doing this set of videos because when I actually searched the whole internet, YouTube, for a basic enterprise network, I really couldn't find one. So what I'm going to be doing is I'll be doing this here over 3 videos because it will get a bit too long. And I'll actually be building one, a very basic one. Basically, you have your 3 types of layers. You're going to have your core switches, distribution switches, and access switches. Next thing I'm going to do is implement VLANs and inter-VLAN routing and trunking as well. And I'm going to separate out the DHCP server in a separate Windows server and do a wireless controller, how to get that to work and to show how devices connect to it. Okay. Alrighty, so let's actually start. Let's start with just by adding a few PCs. One PC here, another PC there. Okay, I'll just add 3 PCs to the first access switch. Okay, and then let's go and let's just look for some switches. Here is going to be my first switch. Okay, this will be my first access switch. I'll just call this access switch 0 or something. Yep, access switch 0, that's cool. And then let's do another VLAN later on. Computers. Here, we'll put another set of computers here. Let's try to make some room. And what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be putting another switch. 2960, that'll be our second access switch. And then we're going to have a distribution switch there. Okay, so so what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be labeling this. I'm going to be putting this PC on VLAN 10. I'm going to be putting this PC on VLAN 10. I'm going to be putting this PC on VLAN 20. I'm going to be putting this, I'll call it access switch 1. I'll be calling this VLAN 10 PC 4. And then I'll be calling this VLAN 20 PC 3. Okay, so there's a little bit of a delay. Let me press that as well. VLAN PC 3. Okay, dokes. Where'd the name go? Okay, VLAN PC 3. Okay, cool. So we have that there. Oh, there we go. The name's back. Alrighty, now let's wire it up. I'll just use the copper crossover. Let's put this on gigabit Ethernet 1. I'll put that on fast Ethernet 1 because I need the I need that fast Ethernet to connect to the core switch or the multi-layer switch. Then let's go fast Ethernet 2 down to, I guess, gigabit 1. And no one else is going to use that gigabit 1. You might as well. And then let's just kind of just use the automatic connection tool, make it a bit quicker. Just wire those up, wire those up, wire those up. Okay. Wire those up. Alrighty. So I guess what we can start doing is we can start putting IP addresses on these. And these will be statically configured, and later on we'll add another PC that will be DHCP configured. So let's call this 192.168.10.100. Hope that fits. Whoops. Okay, and let's call this now you can go over there. VLAN 10 PC 0 192.168.10.101. Okay, and 192.168.20.100. That's going to be in VLAN 20. And then this is going to be 192.168. This is going to be in VLAN 20 as well. 20.101. And this is on VLAN 10. I'm going to call you 192.168.10.102. Okay, so we're going to use this to actually test. We're going to use this to test VLAN trunking, right? Okay, so we're gonna use that. We're gonna ping across these switches just so we can test VLAN trunking later on. Okay, so let's start by giving the we're going to start adding in the IPs. So here we're just gonna do 192.168.10.100. Okay, we're gonna use this mask because I like this mask. Simple. Next, config 192.168.10.11. Done. Okay, 192.168. I think that's 20.100. Okay, that's gonna be our subnet mask. And we're gonna do is we're gonna go desktop config 192.168.20.101. And this is going to be, I'm going to do the IP routing probably in the next video. It's getting a bit long. So anyway, we'll go here. Config desktop 192.168.10.102. Okay, so now all the IPs are set up. And what I should be able to do is I should be able to ping, right? I should be able to ping, say, on the same on the same network, so the ping should work. But say let's try pinging this. It's on a different subnet, so it's not going to work. So why do we have to use VLANs? Is actually because as I'm looking for this device, or I'm trying to ping this, or even from here, dot 100 to dot 101, it's sending a broadcast request even to the ones on a different network. So let's try to visualize that. And we're going to use simulation mode. And then we're going to edit filters and let's just look at two types of requests. Wait, let's just press show none. And then let's just look at the ARP requests and the ICMP requests. So that's the ping and the address resolution protocol. All right. Okay, so I think that's configured up. And let's see what happens when I try to ping from this computer to the next computer. So let's try to send a ping. I'll put it here. Ping 192.168.10.100. And look, we're going to start tracking this number here. So that's your ICMP is in orange, and your green will be your ARP. Your ARP is what gets broadcasted. So let's try stepping through that. Okay, and look at that. What's getting sent out? The ARP is getting sent everywhere. Like, whoa, it's getting sent across. It's getting sent to all devices. And that's exactly what we don't want. That ARP requests. So the ARP request came back finally to that PC, and then the ping request will go out. Okay, check that out. Boom, boom, boom. So basically, we actually VLAN stuff, just so that that ARP request doesn't get sent everywhere. And I'm gonna go back to real-time mode, and we're gonna just do phase 1 in one video because it'll get a bit long. So phase 2 is when we do the IP routing on the next switch. Okay, so let's just go ahead and set this up. I'm not going to actually use command line for everything because it's hard to remember those things, to be honest. So let's just type VLAN 10, right? So T, and this switch, let's add VLAN 10. I'm gonna call that sales conf T. Okay, VLAN 10 name sales. Okay, and then VLAN 20 name finance. Okay, so now this switch will have a VLAN. Exit. See, that's why I don't like command line. See, show VLAN. Now we have two VLANs, etc. Okay, so this switch 0 has the VLANs I want. So here, again, conf T, VLAN 10, name, sales, VLAN 20, name, finance. Okay, exit, show VLAN. See, we're happy there. Oops, go to the next switch. Okay, now let's let's go same en conf t VLAN 10 name sales VLAN 20 name finance. Now all the switches have the VLANs, and we can just VLAN. And again, so all our switches have the VLANs we want. Okay, we've set that up. Now we have to go assign these ports to the correct VLAN. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to be okay. Let's go to the first interface FAO1. T and FAO1. Okay, and then I'm gonna put switch port mode access. Okay, and FAO2 switch port mode access, and FAO3. Could use a range as well, but this is a bit quicker. Well, that's quicker, but this is easier, I guess. So now I set them all to access, and really, I mean, you're gonna see the commands come out. So instead of VLAN 1, I'm gonna set this to be VLAN 10, and that's the command switch port access VLAN 10. Okay, that's done. Next one, I'm gonna say VLAN 10, and then fast Ethernet 3. This one FAO3. I'm gonna set that to 20. So what's gonna happen now is the ARP request won't go to 20, but the issue is it's not gonna go across until we implement trunking. Trunking means I'll pass the VLAN traffic from here, from my access switch to my distribution switch, right? So this is the distribution switch. I have to make sure this trunking works. So I'll go back to the command line and type in gig1 switch port mode trunk. Okay, and then I'm gonna go here. I'll check that gigabyte 01, and now I can see trunking is on, and I can see all the VLANs the traffic will go across. Cool, done. Let's go to this VLAN now. Oh, now it's complaining. It says, hey man, blocking, inconsistent port type. So this is interesting. We didn't have to set it for the distribution switch for this first fast Ethernet. I just detected that on the other switch it was set to trunk, so it actually set the switch for us, and now fast Ethernet 01 is also trunking. So now we're gonna set it to go across here as well, and we want to go for the gigabyte 01 switch here. So conf p. Okay, and G01 and switch port mode trunk. That's it. Okay, so I can go to physical, I can press go down, gigabit Ethernet 01, and I'm gonna say, okay, it's trunking now. And what's gonna happen is we want to check that FAO2 is also gonna trunk. So let's see. Oh look, it found again inconsistent port type. That's using some, it's probably using some protocol here, sending a BPDU. And then it's probably gonna set again. So it hasn't set it yet. So here it set it automatically. And then here it's set it automatically as well. So it's both fast Ethernet 1 and 2 are now, they automatically detected that the access port switch was trunking, so they decided that they're gonna be set as well to be trunks. So now, and then we check, okay, all the VLANs are there here as well. All the VLANs are trunked across. So now let's go back. Okay, let's forward a bit, make sure that, okay, everything's green. We'll go back to simulation mode. Okay, and we're gonna see again, okay, ARP and ICMP are both set. So now let's try to send an ARP or a ping from 20.101 all the way to 2100. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we're gonna send a ping here. Ping 192.168.20.100, and then we're gonna see this. We're gonna have two things again here. You're gonna have your dark green is your ARP, then your blue is your ping. Okay, so let's go step through that. Boom. Okay, let's look at the ARP going through. Oh, it's still okay. So I haven't actually set the VLANs on that device, but I've set its trunk, so we can see the reason the reason why this failed is because we haven't set the switch ports there. Okay, let's go back to real time. Okay, and good call, good call. So when we look at these fast Ethernet, these are these set to access. These haven't been set up correctly. So all we have to do here is we just have to say, okay, FA01 should be set to VLAN 20. Okay, and then the next one is FA02 should be set to sales. Okay, and then let's just forward a bit, make sure everything's green. Okay, let's try that one more time. Let's go back to simulation mode. And let's try from this PC to that PC. Okay, so we're gonna ping 20.101. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's say the 20.101. And so the ARP can start here. And check this out. That the ARP, this is the ARP request. Remember at the start it was broadcast everywhere. It was only broadcast here because there wasn't any VLAN 20. And look at the ARP. Whoa! Oh, it's still going here as well. It's going to both places. Oh, we should check that out. Why? But the ARP's going back, and now the ping is going back across everywhere. Okay, so the ping would be successful. Okay, we'll just do one final check that fast Ethernet 02. Okay, that fast Ethernet 02 should have been on VLAN 10. Okay, so VLAN 10, and that should, okay, so fast Ethernet 01 is on 20, fast Ethernet 02 is on 10. So when we do a ping from this, let's clear the simulation, and let's just check. We'll go back to real-time mode. Okay, and then we'll check now that the ARPs happen properly for VLAN 10 as well. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's execute a ping to 192.168.10.11. Okay, and again it starts with two requests. One, which one is ARP? ICMP is the dark green, ARP is the light green. So let's see the ARP. It doesn't go now to VLAN 20. It goes straight across through the trunks, and it goes to these groups only. Then it comes back. Okay, it says, hey, only one IP was matched. And now it will be the ping getting sent out on that route and going back. So we're happy with phase one, which is we were able to trunk the VLANs through. All right.